Good morning, guys. Um, this morning, uh, first of all, hope you guys had a great week. Today is Friday, and uh, it is extremely overcast here. Rained pretty much all day yesterday. Pretty much just drizzle, because it doesn't seem to rain here a lot in my state. Uh, but anyway, yeah, it's just really overcast out there. So anyway, I hope y'all guys had a great week. And this morning's video, wanted to talk about a product actually. Um, Now, this product, first of all, is it's very very old. I remember it from when I was a child. I don't really remember. I don't remember my mom using it or having it in the house. Um, Maybe some relatives did or something while I'm familiar with it, or maybe I remember seeing it at the store or something like that. But I don't remember my mom using it or taking it or giving it to us. You know, um, and but uh, let me just share the product first of all. First of all, um, it's the 3S Tonic. It's high potency iron B vitamin. Um, and there's all of the there's all of the ingredients and everything on there. But let me tell you a little bit about it first, and why I'm even using it, and why I'm kind of sharing with you all about it. Um, First of all, like I said, it's a very old product. So um, see, the bottle here says that it has been around since 1826. So yeah, it's an old product. Uh, but anyway, back in May, I had uh, an issue with my stomach where I had to go into the hospital. Now, I had not been to the hospital since I'd had a baby. Uh, I'm just not one to get sick. I'm very very healthy. I thank God for that. Uh, thank the universe for that I'm healthy. And so you know that was a real shock for me to have to buckle down and do that. But without going into my whole health history, I had some years before had a stomach surgery. Um, and apparently it was causing me some trouble. Now, this had been, I guess it's been about 12, somewhere going on like 15 years since I even had that surgery. But I didn't know that was the problem. What was the symptoms I was having was I kept throwing up, and I couldn't hold any food down. I could eat very, very little. Now, I was kind of contributing this to the fact that I had just gotten off meat in March. I had started getting off meat. I got off meat. So from April till that whole time in May and everything, I had gotten off meat. So I was, already just eating soups, salads, popsicles. I was eating anything that pretty much wasn't meat. Even like with my tacos and things like that, I was using just the refried beans, the seasoning, cheese, and picante or whatever, and it actually tastes a whole lot like a taco. So I was doing everything that I could do to substitute meat. I was not eating meat. So anyway, long story short, I thought that was my problem. I thought I was having some kind of adverse reaction. I talked to some people, and they were telling me the same thing, that oh, your body's probably just reacting to getting off meat, because they're like, meat is like a drug, especially the way that meat is packaged and given here in America with all of the chemicals and the antibiotics and everything like that. So, long story short, I suffered with that for about 3 weeks. I suffered with that. And, I was trying to treat myself with natural remedies and things like that. Because, like I said, I'm not one to go to the doctors. I would rather do something natural. So, um, I had to go to the hospital. What they found was and like I say, without going through my medical history, my stomach had swollen on the inside, and it was kind of irritated and inflamed. And they said it had, fluid and liquid and all that. So it was just, how do I explain that? That's what was going on with the stomach. Okay. Anyway, like I say, I stayed in the hospital with that probably almost 2 weeks. They didn't find anything. They kept telling me that I had a bleeding ulcer. Now I told them from the get-go, I don't have a bleeding ulcer. That's not my problem. I don't know what is, but that's not my problem. So they were talking about putting a tube in. And what they were saying is that they were going to put a tube in to let the air out because it had gotten inflamed and it had swollen. So now here's my thinking. I'm thinking that they're going to, do a procedure because they kept talking about taking me down to do they said an endoscopy, which I did finally get, and they were talking about the tube. And, I didn't think too much about it because I was thinking that they were going to, inject some type of tube or something in, let the air out, and, let me go on my way or whatever. But to my shock, surprise, and utter amazement, I come to find out that they were talking about a feeding tube. They were talking about actually putting a feeding tube inside of me. And once I found that out, I was just like, first of all, you guys are crazy. First of all, I don't have a bleeding ulcer. And I certainly am not sick enough to need a feeding tube inside my stomach for the rest of my life. I mean, that surgery could have really messed me up, in so many ways because, I mean, man, walk around with a feeding tube inside of you. I mean, I have personally only seen people with feeding tubes during my years of working in nursing homes and assisted living facilities and things like this. And so, yeah, I mean, I didn't need that, but it kind of just really goes to show you here in America how desperate they are for money and to do these surgeries and to pin a ailment on you and then treat you for it, and you don't even have that, and that's what was going to happen to me. So in the hospital, they took me down, talking about doing the endoscopy or whatever. The surgeon, took me and put me through the little tube thing because he said he wanted to take some pictures of the inside of the stomach so he'd know where to put the tube. So, and once again, at that time, I wasn't thinking they're going to put a tube in me. I'm just thinking they're going to, release whatever needs to be released and, let me go home. Whatever was causing the inflammation. So they took like almost 45 minutes to an hour. I was sitting there or laying there. And so the surgeon came back and he was just like, we don't see, I don't see an issue anymore. It's like all of the swelling is gone. There's no more fluid around it. It's not red and inflamed anymore. It is, it seems to have healed itself. which once again was wonderful. I'm like, okay, take me back up to my room. Let me get ready to get out of here. And so they, well, anyway, like I said, I was happy about that. So I get out of the hospital from that, and I said all that to say that in the hospital, I had to get 2 blood transfusions. Not something I really, would have wanted to do, but they said my blood levels were so very, very low until I needed it. I was like at a 6 or something like that. They say you're supposed to be at a 12. So I was pretty bad off. And so, apparently I needed the blood. Through the years, I had been taking iron because I had heard before that I was anemic, but I had never really gotten never really got a real diagnosis for it. I think one time I just went to try to give some blood, and it was like, oh no, you're anemic, your blood too low, you can't do it. And so I was just like, okay, well, just start taking iron. And so I did that for a long time, and along with my vitamins and things like that. But I still had, low energy, feeling dizzy, feeling, shaky, and just, if anyone's ever had that feeling, low blood count, low blood, those are your symptoms. And so I finally had to get a doctor because I did not even at the time have a private doctor, because like I said, I didn't go to the doctors and hospitals. So I found a doctor once again. He was concerned about my anemia and the low blood levels. I think what happened is when my blood was the lowest, it was about a 6. I think they said like 6.2, something like that. Getting the blood transfusions, it went up to an 8. They said it was still low, but it was enough for me to go home and self treat or whatever. But they wanted me to get a doctor and let him, follow up. So that's why I got the doctor. So by the time that I went to him in May, I think all of this was, my blood had dropped again. It was back down to a 7. So he was just like, well, we need to find the source of this. We need to find out what's going on. Why does it keep dropping? Why are the pills not helping? Is your body not absorbing? Just what's going on with this. So anyway, I'm sitting in my recliner and I am okay. I'm sorry. I thought my thing had went off. I was sitting in my recliner and I'm sitting here wondering, what am I going to do about my blood? How do I get it up? So, long story short, anyway, it literally just came to me as if someone had softly whispered 3S Tonic. And I was just like, wow, 3S Tonic. I'm like, I hadn't heard of that or seen it in a long time. And so, once again, long story short, I got it, ordered it. It took me actually a while to even find it because I went to Walmart, I went to Walgreens. I didn't go to Walmart. I asked Walmart, did they have it? I called them. I was told no. As far as the Walgreens, I mean, they didn't have it. Nobody had it anyway. I went to Amazon, ordered it off of Amazon. I've been taking it now for about a month. Um, And my blood levels are up. Long that's it. My blood levels are up. They are 9 something. Uh, and technically, I only have about, well, my doctor said I have like 3 more points to go. Well, my doctor actually said I had 2 more points to go. The hospital said I had 3 more to go because apparently they say that normal is 12. My doctor said normal is 11. Anyway, I'm on my way. I would suggest anyone suffering with anemia, who has anemia, who can't get their blood levels up. You know, if you do some research and reading on anemia, it is one of those things that can really cause a lot of problems and troubles. You know, so you know, it's good to eat foods and things like that that helps to strengthen. I know spinach is one, which I love spinach. You know, of course, that alone is not going to do it. It has to be combined with a healthy, iron-rich diet. And but like I say, I mean, you know, if you can't do it, if it's low, I know that women have a lot of problems with it because of menstruation. So um, yeah, I would suggest you get that. You know, it helped me. I should be getting a new bottle today. It's coming in the mail, a new bottle. This is actually the biggest one. This is a 20 ounce. This is a 20 ounce, I think. But anyway, yeah, it's a 20 ounce, and it's the biggest one. And I think they have like a 10 ounce or something like that. But you know, this is what I need. You know, you shake it. It has a very bad taste. It tastes like straight medicine. And like I said, if you all can see, if you all can see this, it is. I'm at the end of it. You know, so I've taken all of that, and there's a lot of alcohol in it though. It's like 12% alcohol. So if you're not a uh, drinker, you're gonna feel it. You know, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna taste the alcohol, but it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. So, like I say, I recommend this product. Um, if nothing else is helping you or has helped you, I would suggest you find it, get it, get yourself healed and healthy, you know. So anyway, you guys, I thank you for that. I just wanted to share that little experience. You know, I know I went a long way with it, but y'all know I love to talk. So uh, hope y'all have a great day and a great week. And to the next video, we'll see you next time.